Hey everybody, Terrible Lion here. So we've been going through a few of the general operations that may not be necessarily very clear to all users. And these are just a collection of things that I have experienced being the leader of the Alliance Conquer on Server 10. And so one of the things that we've definitely had an issue with is recruitment. It seems like maybe people don't necessarily trust whenever you reach out and attempt to communicate. It's really been a tough run for us, even though we were holding anywhere from 7th or 8th rank. It became really difficult to recruit new people, and every week we were losing. I say losing at least one decently sized player in the millions. We would lose at least one to inactivity, and I know every alliance has their rules about activity levels, and really for us, we were fairly laid back. There was a good handful of us that were active multiple times a day. Most of us that were in the leadership positions, but even some of us in the leadership positions had probably some things come up in the real life that pulled us away from the game, or maybe we just got bored with what was happening. But regardless, we started losing too many active players, and the time had come to make a decision. We were basically less than, I guess, 30% actives. We had, I believe, 52 players at the peak, at 52 out of 62, and of the 52, we had 34 inactives. And it seems to be an issue with the game right now. Again, it happens a lot in these battle games where retention is very difficult to keep people entertained and to, just keep people active and playing. Sometimes personalities clash, or, all kinds of different reasons why people go inactive. Well, we were just kind of at a major disadvantage, and ended up reaching out to one of our ally alliances. They're ranked number 2, and we collectively decided amongst the active that it was time for us to go ahead and merge our alliance. So I could have, being the leader, I could have just handed this to an inactive player and then left our territory there. I'll switch here to the alliance page. You can see we had quite a bit of territory, and we had 2 fortresses. For 3 fortresses, you need 60 members, and we just couldn't, even retaining all of the inactives, we couldn't recruit enough active players to hit that 60 mark. And, maybe being closer to the 10th rank type of alliance, maybe we weren't in an attractive group. I'm not sure what it was, but it seems like there's still several, I think maybe over 100, 200 different alliances, and a majority of the people that are in these groups are inactive, and you have like 1 or 2 actives. So even those actives, it was very difficult to convince them to join us and get the benefits of being in a top 10 alliance. On our server, there is no NAP for non-attacked pack. There is no NAP for top 10. It's only top 5. And it goes without saying that it makes sense, essentially, because there's just not a whole lot of actives. We had 50% and then increasing to almost 60 to 70% inactives that kept us in the top 10. So it wasn't necessarily driven by trying to squash the ranks or force people into the bigger alliances, but it really comes down to how this server is playing out. So we were doing well. We had a gateway, gave us access to the Zone 2. We had a level 1 historic city that gave us an attack boost. I mean, these were good things that we picked up and collectively worked on together. And we had 94 strongholds. I went through and demoed a few just for fun purposes. just because, why not? You know, to maybe show that I didn't actually tell any other alliances that we were disbanding other than our ally who we're merging to. And so essentially you can see for whatever reason we've got somebody trying to join, but I'm not going to accept it because today what I'm going to show you is maybe something that not everybody gets to experience. I'm going to disband this alliance. And so you can see we've got 38 level 1 ranked players. I call them rank 1 players. A few of them are still active. I think they're hanging out until I officially close the group down. Everybody knows that I have been planning this, and I've been working on the merger for the last week, essentially. So I did end up being 2 days behind, but today the time has come. So we're going to go ahead and disband our alliance today. Again, you know, it's not something that everybody would get to experience, and that's why, you know, all of our hard-worked hours and spare change that we use to grow our alliance and play here is now officially coming to an end. But I wanted to document it because it's not something that necessarily everybody will get to experience. So here on the Alliance page, you can see we've gone through a lot of these controls already. Up here by the name, we've got 3 different options. There's the calendar, you know, calendar of events. There's the mail to everybody. And then right here is the info page where the Alliance leader can come in and make adjustments to the Alliance logo, the Alliance name, the joining requirements, those types of things. Well, the 4th tab down here, caution, Alliance disbanding can't be undone and the Alliance points will be cleared. Please enter delete to confirm to disband. Only the Alliance leader can modify it. Now, for those of you wondering, yes, I have sent out multiple messages. I helped negotiate the merger with our ally. That a majority of our actives have already moved there. They've been there for probably 3 or 4 days now since we made the decision to disband. And so I've been kind of tying up loose ends here, helping find homes for everybody who was active that didn't want to move along with us to the next alliance, and just trying to give everybody a little bit of time to figure out what their next moves are. Obviously, we wanted everybody to go, and we did negotiate the movement of everybody who was active. It just turned out that not everybody, felt like they wanted to join, a number 2 alliance, a very large alliance, obviously. 60, 70 players that are all active. You could get kind of lost in the weeds there, so I can definitely understand that. We ourselves in Conquer, we enjoyed having a smaller group, but, well, if you want to continue to play, sometimes you got to go with the flow, and so we're making this move here. And now, again, we spent a lot of time building this alliance up. It wasn't my original alliance. It was the first alliance I had joined, but the leader had decided to actually move to our ally beforehand, and she handed off the alliance. So, a little bit of background there. But now, we've spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on our group, but it's definitely part of the game. So what I'm going to do is disband, and essentially what I'm expecting to have happen whenever that does occur will obviously be removed from the ranking list. The alliance will no longer exist. All of the resources that we've collected, they just disappear, right? But I'm really hoping that it solves the issue of not having to go and individually destroy every one of the strongholds. It'll most likely release our control of the 2 historic landmarks that we have, the Gateway and the Level 1 City. And that'll free it up for, the next group that wants to come through. And that way they don't have to, take down our fortresses and our strongholds, even though we did that in order to obtain some of the different, I think actually both of our historic landmarks, the Gateway and the Level 1 City. We battled for those outright, so we're just saving the next person a little bit of time. So without further ado, I shall disband, conquer. Oh. Well, I guess they meant literally. I didn't... There we go. All caps. Delete. Goodbye, Conquer. Thanks for all the good times. So it looks like, now obviously I haven't tried this, looks like we've got a 24-hour disband countdown. So in the next 24 hours, Conquer will be gone. Thanks everybody. Terrible Lion, game on.